Hello and welcome, Osweo. We are here collectively mindful, Fantasia, Argos, Nathalie. We're focusing on gratitude today. So gratitude is our topic, and we just kind of want to share a little bit about what that means to us, what it looks like in your practice. And also, it's that time of the year. It's the season to be joyful and to give. And so I guess the first question is, what does gratitude mean to you, Nathalie Argos, and how has your understanding of it evolved throughout your mindfulness practice?
Do you want to go first, Natalie, or should I?
Go, 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 go,
Cool.
please.
Yeah, so gratitude, of course, is being thankful, right? And just kind of appreciating the things that are in your life that sometimes you take for granted and don't appreciate as much. So it's like pausing, kind of checking in. What do I have to be thankful for, right? Like my health, for example, or that I have a job, or that I get to work with two awesome ladies and we get to work with Osweo. And after a while, you just start realizing, man, there's a lot to be grateful for. Even though sometimes life is really, really hard, there's still a lot of things that I can be thankful for that I have in my life. So that's what gratitude means for me. But it kind of evolved a little bit as I did it more and more. I always knew to be thankful, right? Like to be appreciative. But then I learned about like all the ways that it supports resiliency and it supports you in actually meeting challenges, which wasn't like the thing that I first thought of when I started practicing gratitude, when I started like consciously thinking of, hey, I'm gonna take time during my day or throughout the week to pause and be thankful for something. I didn't do it because of that, but then I realized how it does support you in like meeting all the hard things that life throws your way, right? From
Yeah.
sitting in traffic, right? And getting upset, but then like, well, at least I have a job to drive to, right? Like,
Yeah,
even
yeah,
though this is stressful, I'm feeling good about that. So in short, it's become a way for me to support my own resiliency as I meet the challenges that life throws our way.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah. I
mm,
love that.
thanks.
I
What about you?
appreciate that too. Um, I don't know, gratitude for me at its core, like you said, it's that the practice of recognizing and appreciating the goodness in our lives, the good people, the good food, the things that are showing up. And initially, I guess for me, I've seen it as just this thank you. This thank you for being, this thank you to other people. And through my mindfulness practice, I've come to realize that it's really deeply rooted in and tied to presence,
Mm,
right? So just really being in the moment, and it's about noticing what's already here. And even as I'm speaking now, I'm kind of looking around me to kind of notice the things that I'm grateful for. And that's just, and one of them is just being here. And in my practice, it doesn't always have to be like these big ticket items, my health, my home, the roof over my head, but it could also be these small pieces that come up every day, like a warm cup of tea, a nice ice cold glass of water, the way that the light hits my window when I wake up, and just having this deeper awareness has really reshaped how I feel and appreciate gratitude. And so it's less of a checklist now. It's more of a way of being,
mm,
especially in a world, rooted in just trying to be in the present moment right here, right now, and really celebrating what what we have, the gifts that we have. How about you,
mm.
Nathalie?
For me, gratitude is really joy. It's
mm,
Mm,
difficult for me to differentiate gratitude and joy. Um, it's really about connecting with the joy that I feel in the moment.
mm,
And anytime I feel that moment of joy, and it can be a second, it can be just uh, just something that I appreciate, and I'm like, yeah, I'm grateful because it's good.
mhm,
And for me, this came really through my practice because I was not grateful before.
mm,
It's funny because Argos, you said that you were always grateful. For me, it's something quite new. It came, I mean,
mm,
I've been practicing for 20 years, but it came from with my practice.
mm,
And because I was grateful before, but now I'm grateful a way that I really welcome gratitude. I really celebrate gratitude.
Mm.
That's why it's joyful for me, because I'm like, wow, it's happening. And I take the time to savor this
Mhm.
moment of, yes, wow. And I let it grow on me and really put it in my heart and let my heart dance a little bit with that. So that's what gratitude is for me. Really a moment of joy that I open up to, and that I celebrate. Like, oh, I'm taking all of it.
I love that. I love that. And speaking of celebration, we're in the season of celebrating. And I also want to pause to say, I love when Nathalie whispers and tells us because it makes me really get into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're in this we're in a season of celebrating and practicing gratitude even more in this season. So what practices do you both have that kind of help you keep grounded in the practice of gratitude in the season and the shifts and the changes and things?
Yeah. I love that question. I think in the holidays, especially, in the world we live in, like we want stuff, right? Like, hey, it's Christmas.
Hmm.
I want stuff, right? And that's fine. And I appreciate it when I get a nice gift, right? Like I think everybody does. But I
Yeah.
noticed this recently, especially with my children, right? It's that sometimes they're so focused on what they're getting that they forget the gratitude part, right?
Mm.
They're very thankful when they get the gifts, but then they disappear, right?
Yeah.
And don't
Yeah.
really think about like the effort that it took to, work to get the money to do this or do that.
Right.
And so I find that it's important, and maybe my kids think I'm old fart for this, but every time before we open up our gifts, it's like we're pausing before we get these gifts. We're gonna really pause about and think about the things that needed to happen for us to even be together right now.
I love
Let's thank mom for the great dinner that she cooked, right? Or let's thank Nija, my daughter, for helping me pick out this nice gift for you, Akin, because she knew what you wanted, right? Like, let's really pause and think about those things. And then, yeah, let's go enjoy our gifts for sure, right? But
that.
let's think about the process that it took to do this. And let's really appreciate each other for going out of the way to take time and money to do these things, right? And I think that's what the idea of like, giving from the heart, more
Mhm.
than like from the pocket, like
Mhm.
sure,
Mm,
like if we have the money, it's easy to go buy something, but it's like, are you taking the time to really connect with this person, what they enjoy, and then offer them something like that? And if you did
Mhm.
that, I'm super grateful. And if all you did was give me a gift card, I'm super grateful for that too, right? Because I know you
Mhm.
probably thought, well, I don't know what to get you. I mean, there has to be some consideration there. So I think when it comes to holidays, I want my kids to be alive to that. And if I want them to be alive to that, then I have to embody that, right? I have to like
Yeah.
remind them, but also in my own practice, make sure that I remember that and not get caught up with like the stressing of going shopping, the stressing of I don't have enough money, the things that also come along with the holidays, that are maybe not so pleasant to think about. But then
Mhm.
again, gratitude helps me be like, well, you know what? Maybe I don't have that much money to spend this year on my kids' stuff, but at least I have some money, right, to spend and to be with them and be able to hang out with them. Maybe it's not like before, and maybe that's even better. And allowing myself to be surprised by that and not necessarily get caught up in what I thought Christmas should be for them or what I thought I should get them. So gratitude
Mhm.
helps me paint that like picture, right? It just helps me see things in a greater perspective, which I think is what you were pointing to, right, Natalie? Like if you're like really taking the time to connect to the joy, then it really helps put everything else into its proper place, right? And then, yeah, the stress is going to be there for sure, but it has its
Mhm.
place. But I'm going to center joy in here first before I start focusing on that.
mm,
Anyway, that long answer to say, I just like pausing and actually taking it in, because sometimes we're moving so quickly and we don't even take time
Take
for
it
that.
in. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you all?
Related to the season, I'm back to what we just experienced, which was Thanksgiving, and
Mm,
and for me, Thanksgiving I love this celebration being a non-American, and just having the opportunity to celebrate it is just, it's just amazing. And going back to the celebration that I had, which was with other people who are not from America, but we celebrated Thanksgiving together. But something was missing. We didn't take the time to go around the table and say what we were thankful for this year. And after that, I was like, oh, there was something, and what came to my mind is, you know, the thing that I love the most about this season of Thanksgiving and this time, that when we are together and eating together and having that, is the level of vulnerability that you can hear from everybody when comes the time for each one to say what they are really, really thankful. Not what, we should be thankful for, blah, 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 blah. No, what really they are thankful. And this, I think I love this vulnerability with being thankful is so beautiful. It's really beautiful. I like that.
It
Love it.
is. It's sweet. It's sweet. And in the holiday season, it's like two for, right? Talking about that joy, because that's what it's filled with. But then also, like Argos, how you started talking about how, yeah, sometimes it can be overwhelming with expectations and stress and things. And I know for me, I try to stay grounded in my practice by, really just starting off my days with my mornings, even just with some intention. So just kind of waking up, having some stillness, taking a couple of breaths. I even take to my journal and write down some things that I'm, grateful for, at least three things. And, it's a simple practice that supports me in shifting my focus and starting my day. And it helps me stay in a mindset of abundance. So I know we'll have another one about intentions and resolutions, but my two words for 2025 are abundance and transformation. And so even with that, just having that mindset and just really slowing down a bit and savoring the good meals that we have. You spoke about Thanksgiving, so really taking that in and tasting each bite and appreciating the effort. Like you said, Argos, yeah, your wife took a lot of effort going into this meal. Let's go ahead and take a minute and appreciate that too. And it's a special way of anchoring myself to gratitude when it comes to those things. And even with that, we're in a world where things happen and sometimes there's some negativity, sometimes there's some overwhelm, and our mindfulness practice can help cultivate a culture of gratitude in our communities. And so before we, head out on this note, like how can mindfulness help cultivate that culture of gratitude in our communities for Osweo, for the people that they serve, who they're connected to, their families? What are your takes on that?
Natalie, you should go first. I'd say too much.
Oh, no, you didn't. But the first thing that comes to mind is the kids.
The
Oh,
kids.
Being
The
grateful
baby.
for the light that they have in their eyes, the curiosity that they bring. When they bring their curiosity, they inviting us to be curious again. And what a
Mm,
beautiful gift.
wow, I love
mm,
that. Yeah.
that's sweet.
Mm.
That's sweet. And it really creates a space of awareness and connection too, like us connecting to each other, um, and fostering this culture of gratitude where sometimes we can put negativity in the spotlight, but really we can put gratitude in the spotlight. We can put joy in the spotlight and encourage ourselves to kind of create this framework of having more taking in areas of our lives and things and people in our communities that are more positive. So, shifting the way that we see things or view things. And so when we practice mindfulness, we learn to listen more with empathy. We practice a bit more of appreciation to the small moments. And then just embodying that sense of gratitude in our own lives, like you all said, like kind of that embodiment, then it shows up and then we exude it and it's a rippling effect, just like a water wave. And it's just a nice way of really just spreading love, gratitude, and joy in a good way, not just for us, but for the other people around us too, because we have a way of affecting the people around us. So maybe that energy will rub off on them.
And when we see each other, it's just the best gift.
Yeah.
Mm, yeah,
It's
it's
the
always
best
sweet.
gift. That's why we are here, to experience, to have that, the connections, the life. Oh, that's when life becomes exciting.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a gift to others. That when you give, you receive. It's like we're back to life. We're just back to life.
I love it. Yeah, I guess the only thing that I'll add, because you all spoke about it really beautiful, is that I think gratitude can be like a guiding light for us, right? It really
Mhm.
points us to what's important to us. The things that we feel gratitude for give us a signal to like, this is really important to me, right? So
Yeah.
joy is really important to me, right?
Mhm.
Being with students and like supporting them is really important to me, right? Transformation, abundance, right? These things are important to us. And sometimes when we lose sight of that, gratitude supports us in reconnecting to that. And so that's what I love about a gratitude practice, because alongside with mindfulness, what it does is that it just helps us see very clearly what are the important things in our lives from moment to moment.
Mm.
And I think that's beautiful, right? Because I know sometimes the world can be overwhelming. We get confused, we get lost. But if we begin to focus on what we're grateful for, it tends to anchor us and kind of point us in the direction that we need to move in. And that's what
Mm.
I'm
For
hoping,
sure.
right? I'm hoping for all of us to be able to kind of move in the direction that helps us feel more joy, more abundance, more transformation, especially this coming year. I hope that's the case for all of us, especially folks out at Osweo. I hope you all have like a great year. And as you think about everything you've done this year, really feel gratitude for yourself and everything that you've done and the way that other people have also shown up for you. And in that way, hopefully bring the new year in with lots of love and joy, like we said.
Mm.
Mhm.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. And I think that that is it, and that's all. So Osweo, now the ask of you is, how will you incorporate gratitude in each and every moment of your life and as you show up and your communities, with your families? And yeah, until next time, you can share with us when we see you again.
I look forward to it, y'all. And see you
Yeah,
soon.
See you
later.
soon.